ready to go.
Hi there everyone, and today we've got something a little bit special, and this comes in association with Rails of Sheffield, and it is the all-new Dapol Motorised water tower. And we're going to be taking a really great look at this product. We're going to show you inside and out what comes in the box. We're then going to show you how to install it on your layout, and then finally we're going to run through all of the different functions that this model provides. So come with me, you're going to enjoy your company, and let's take a really good close look at this model. This is the new Dapol Motorised water tower. It's part of a range that they've brought out of some different livery options, and also they're doing the flat top and the conical top based on a GWR parachute water tank design. The package comes complete with everything that you need to be able to get this working. They also have unmotorised versions in exactly the same liveries. The box is pretty hard duty cardboard which is protecting the insides. Let's take a look at what the full package gives you. This comes with fully comprehensive instructions that allows you to wire this into your layout to be able to use it with all of the sound and motion functions. Delving into the packaging, you can see here that the water tower and its base and the underside securing mechanism all come as one piece. Be careful when lifting this out of the box. It has an awful lot of very fine detailing parts. The wires themselves come with very handy plug connectors, making wiring this up an absolute doddle. Also included in the packaging is the button to be able to turn it on and off. The water tower itself comes in a number of different liveries, as I've already outlined. This particular one is the dark grey, and I felt that for my personal layout this was the best fit. The base itself that sits on the top of the baseboard comes with the brazier, which in real life would be used to stop the water pipes from freezing in winter, the drain plug, and all sorts of other fittings. When you come to fit it into your layout, you're going to need to drill a hole to feed the wiring through, and then it secures using this nut to the underside. Above ground we have this full plinth. You can either sink that into the ballast or leave it proud, whichever way suits you on your layout. I would personally recommend a little bit of weathering afterwards, and this model gives a great opportunity for some degree of personalisation. In reality this plinth would have been made out of concrete, and this gives an excellent palette on which to personalise your model with a degree of extra painting and weathering to really bring this model alive. Inside the model is a speaker, and that plays out the sound functions. Later on in the video we're going to play the full range of sounds that this model gives you, but as you can see, what appears above baseboard is a highly accurate, highly detailed model of a water tower. The idea behind this model is to bring the play value and fun back into railway modelling. If you have small children, grandchildren, nieces and nephews, this allows you to have a degree of play value that will really enliven their interest in your model railway, whilst at the same time not compromising the super detailed aspect of your model. I'm up here on the layout, and the next step is to be able to fit it into the existing layout. So the tools you're going to need are pretty simple. I've already got ballast in the area, so I'm going to have to scrape some of that away. So I'm just going to use a box cutter or a Stanley knife to do that, and maybe a flathead screwdriver blade. If you're fitting this to a layout that hasn't yet had the ballast put in, it's an awful lot easier. I'm going to drill a pilot hole using my cordless drill and a small drill bit, and that's really just to make sure that the hole is in the right place. Once that's drilled, I'm going to use a larger size. I've already measured up, and it's the 10mm spade drill which I'm going to use, and that's going to open up the full-sized hole for the base of the Dapol water tower to go through. Once all that's in, I will also need a 16mm drill piece, and this is to be able to mount the push button switch somewhere convenient close by to be able to operate it. I'm going to actually mount the push button here, just over the incline from where the water tower is going to be. There is in the package a reasonable length of cable to be able to mount the button close by, but if you need to extend it, it's quite a simple thing to do. This is the area that I've chosen next to the locomotive spur siding. First up, we're just going to offer up roughly where we want to position this. And looking down, we can just make sure that it's not going to fall foul of anything else around. And then the next thing I want to do is to scrape away some of this ballast so that it will fit flush, and that will open up the baseboard for us to drill the hole through. We've got the main hole drilled, just test fitted on the spindle, and it's a perfect fit. So the next thing to do is to very carefully, without damaging the wires, undo these clips, and that will allow us to feed the wires through. You'll notice a groove down the spindle. This is to make sure that the wires fit in neatly and don't catch in the hole or get caught up with the screw. The next stage, we've untangled all these wires, got the nut off the end, and now have to feed these through the hole to the underside of the baseboard. We've now got the wires fed through, so it's simply a case of ensuring these don't get tangled and feeding the base spigot through. Now we take the securing nut, feed the wires back through it, and make sure that we can now secure the water tower to the baseboard. Once that nut is screwed all the way to the top, you don't want to over tighten it because you may distort the base. You can see that this is pretty secure in place. We can ballast around here if we need to, just to fill in any gaps, a little bit of weathering, and it will really blend into its surroundings. The next step is the wiring. To plug the connectors together, they only go in one way round, and they have a lovely positive fit that just clicks into place. Nothing could be simpler. This wire needs to go back to the power source. I'm going to run this off DC, even though my layout is DCC, because I've got a spare output within the required voltage range, and it just makes things a little bit easier. I'm going to mount the button to operate this here within easy distance of the water tower. Again, pilot hole. I've drilled the hole, and now it's just a case of unscrewing the screw on the back. Feed the wire through, and then screw back on and just gently screw in at the back. And it's as simple as that. This is actually one of the easiest installations of an accessory that I've done. And now all that's left is to test it out and enjoy it.
Alright, we're ready to go.
One of the things that you can also do is what would be a canvas sack on the prototype can be trimmed to length to suit your locomotives. As you see here, you're going to need to trim it if you want that to pass over the tanks of the locomotive for a re-watering cycle. For now, to show this off, I'm just going to remove that canvas bag and show you the full sequence with a locomotive present.
Ready, mate? She's full. Grab that token, then we're on. Please let me keep an eye on it. All right, we're ready to go. Should have warned me messing with it. Ready, mate? She's full.
But I hope that video has been really great for you, taking a really close look at this new product from Dapol that brings some of the fun back into the hobby and just adds that play value that we're all really craving because we're all just big kids inside. And don't forget that you can check out the links we've got down below. This takes you to Rails of Sheffield that this video has been produced in association with, and it gives you all of the different versions of this water tower. And remember as well that if you don't want this sound and motion version, then an unmotorized version is available of each version of these models. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you've not already done so. Take really good care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. From me, Jenny Kirk, bye for now. I'd like to send out a huge thanks to everybody who supports me on Patreon. And an extra special huge thanks goes out to Anthony Kidson, Michael Churchwood, Anthony Hunt, William Wade, Wayne Johns, Offshore Allen, oorail.co.uk, Tepic, Michael Lockie, Helen Sink, Peter Bolton, Brian Smith, Brian and Dorothy Mudd, and Judge Mortis. Thank you. Without you guys, I couldn't do this.